Good afternoon, Laura and Thomas. It's Wednesday, April 6th. I just finished my last day of school. It's about 6 p.m., and this episode is brought to you by beer. So I have been feeling a bit bad that the majority of my previous videos have been about school and the fact that I'm busy and all that sort of thing. Thankfully, soon that's not a subject that I'm going to be able to talk about. 2 weeks from today, officially, I am done school. Now, my last day of classes was today. Officially, the last day of classes is tomorrow, which means tomorrow is also the day of Block Party. Block Party is an event on the last day of classes where the field that is next to the bus loop on UBC campus gets turned into a concert venue. A large stage is put up, bands play all day, people get off their face drunk, and it's generally considered by most students a good way to blow off steam just before final exams. Now, the story of Block Party is a little bit of a sordid history for anyone that was at school longer than 4 years ago. You see, 5 years ago, the event of Block Party didn't exist. In its place was a different event called Arts County Fair. Now, if you talk to anyone now, Arts County Fair has taken on somewhat mythic proportions in terms of the type of event that it was. It was basically the same idea, an all-day concert, or at least all-afternoon concert, going into the evening, but it was held at the football stadium on campus rather than the field next to the bus loop. Now, the football stadium is at the south end of campus, which means it was somewhat of a pilgrimage to get there. So for most people, the last day of classes started with copious drinking, starting in the shower or with breakfast. This was then followed in the early afternoon by a pilgrimage staggered down to the south end of campus alongside thousands of fellow classmates. One of the enduring memories I have of Arts County Fair in my first year was walking towards the stadium and coming across someone literally weeping over a broken bottle of hard liquor on the ground. I mean, that's just the type of day it was. Now, for reasons, as far as I'm aware, mostly financial in nature. I'm certain Thomas can explain better, being that he's more involved in student government. In my third year of university, Arts County Fair was shut down. Now, Arts County Fair was a tradition that had been going back about 10 years at that point, so everyone was really broken up, and everyone was wondering then what the last day of classes was going to become. So the Alma Mater Society, which is our student government, stepped in and instituted Block Party, which for intents and purposes is the same idea as Arts County Fair, but smaller and in theory costing less money. Now, as I said earlier, at this point, people who were actually at one or more Arts County Fairs tend to ascribe a somewhat mythic status to it, and as such, Block Party is sort of considered like a shadow of Arts County Fair's former self. And to some degree, their arguments do have credence. I mean, it's a smaller field, the bands tend to be of a smaller caliber than the type that were at Arts County Fair, and being that it's in the center of campus, debauchery is more well recorded by passersby and people not involved in the event. Now this year, once again for monetary reasons, the budget of Block Party was cut, and so the bands and artists that are appearing, actually as far as I'm aware it's all DJs, are even smaller and less well known than usual. And this has led to a lot of people, myself included, deciding that it's really just not worth it to go this year. However, in lieu of celebrating tomorrow, I'm actually going to be heading downtown tonight to check out some of the celebrations that are going on because it is Vancouver's 125th birthday today. So, happy birthday, Vancouver, I guess. Now, in a brief bit of housekeeping news, we're getting a bit lost in ourselves. I know that I am still owed a punishment, which I have not actually been given yet. Laura is now owed a punishment for not doing a video last Friday, and Thomas, you still owe us a punishment that we have ascribed to you weeks ago. I was thinking today, we may just want to combine them all into a punishment week, where each of our videos for that week is us performing the punishment that is going to be given to us. Possibly in a few weeks? Let me know. In the meantime, I'm throwing my hat over the wall. 2 weeks from today, that will be the day that I'm finally answering Laura's challenge to do a video about Vancouver. I would do it next week. I think I have a couple of good ideas about it, but next week I'll be right in the middle of finals. I actually have a final 1 week from today, so speaking of which, I should probably get studying for that. Laura, I'll see you on Friday. Thomas, I'll see you next Monday.